Hi, my name's Adam Chamberlain from Elite Pro Golf, and today I'm going to give you 3 keys to help improve your game over the winter, okay? So now's the time to work on your game. Now's the time to change those things those of you really don't want to change. So what's the 3 things that we see that you change often that you shouldn't change? So the 3 things are grip, okay? Most people don't want to change their grip, so you need to review your grip. You need to make sure that your grip is not hurting your game. Okay, so what hurts your game? Well, if you look from side on here, you're going to see, and I'm going to come a little bit closer because it's going to take my head out of zoom here, but I'm going to come up to the camera here, is you're going to see this red line. This is where far too many people have their grip. They have it up in the palm like this, and even though maybe from face on it looks pretty good, from down the line this side, it's in the palm, and from here I can't really make my wrist work. So what you actually need to do is get it in this black part. It needs to run across the fingers like this, okay? Now, the pad of the top of the hand is now sitting on top, and that allows my wrist to function. Now, just contrary, just for some information, from that position you can be weak, you can be strong, you can be neutral. So you can have your preferred grip even though it's still in the fingers. So that's really, really crucial. So I recommend those of you got it up in the palm, change it. A lot of you that do that, maybe slices of the golf ball, you definitely need to get the ball more in the fingers. This will dramatically improve your speed and from a wrist perspective and allow you to square the golf club. So please, please try this. Try it over the winter. Practice sitting in the house, getting used to it before you take it to the golf course. Because to be honest, the grip change is one of the hardest things to change. It feels terrible and you really don't want to do it. So it takes some time to get used to. Change that and review that if you think that's something that you need to work on. Now, second thing for me would be those of you get to the top of the swing, throw the upper body at the golf ball. Those of you that throw the upper body at the ball, generally going to find the clubs coming out and across the line too much, and maybe you're slicing the ball or swinging across it too much. Hitting pulls with the short irons, slices with the longer clubs. Doesn't always mean that, but that generally. So how can I get from the top of the backswing, start down, not like this? How can I get my lower body working? Well, it takes some practice. It takes something you can do at home. You can do it without a club. So you need to practice going to the top of the swing, maybe lifting the front foot up, dropping the weight with the legs first. And the other thing for those of you that slice it would be, feel like as you start down, you hold the right shoulder back, so you feel like the weight's moving over, but you feel like your upper body's back. Why? That looks extreme, because those of you who do it the other way are going to look this way, so we need to extremely practice the other way. Now, watch it from behind. If I grab a golf club, if I'm gets to the top, I'm my upper body first, look where the club wants to go. Now, from the top here, I'm going to do my legs and hold the right shoulder back. Now, look at see how the club is now slotting in on a different line. This is really, really key, and this is what we need to be doing. So there's an exercise. There's loads of feels, loads of ways you can do this. Trial and error is the key. Look, watch yourself in the mirror, watch yourself on a video. Let's make sure you get the move right over whether it feels right, because often if you're not using a camera, not using a mirror, you feel like you're doing it right, but actually you're not. So let's not waste energy. Let's make sure what we're doing, it looks exactly the way we want it to. Now, finally is probably one of the hardest things to change and takes a long period of time is those of you that come in, hit the ball too high, scoop the ball, losing some distance, not really compressing the ball and can't flight the ball down, especially when it comes to the wind. Now, how am I going to get out of an impact position that's like this? Well, why don't we practice some short shots over the winter, feeling like we're driving the hands in here, and we do some short 3/4 punch shots like this. Practice in front of the mirror this way. Feel like we're driving the handle forwards. If this is something you need to work on, winter is the time to make sure you're doing massively over-exaggerated shots like this, hands forwards, and you can improve this as well. One little key, when you drive your hands forwards, often we see this too often, you drive your hands forwards to improve it, but you drive your hands away from this angle, causes you to shank it, and that is really destructive. Remember, even though I'm driving my hands forwards at address, the club swings on a circle from inside to square to inside. So even though I'm driving my hands forwards, my hands are working more to the left at the same time. And I promise this will help you play better. They're my 3 keys. Practice them if you need to over the winter. Let's use this bad weather that we're having at the minute, time to improve our golf and get ready for 2020.